Everybody, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I greet you in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ. How are you doing today? I hope this video meets you well. The video we are going to look at today is the video of RHEMA, the young musician from Nigeria, who transitioned from being a church boy to what he has become today. And I probably wouldn't have touched this video because the last time I did something like this, it received some kind of mixed reactions. Not really that I fear mixed reactions. It is okay for people to express themselves, but sometimes you get disappointed that people who claim to be Christians are filled with so much negativity and so much ignorance, and yet they claim to know so much. Now, it is not it's no longer news that RHEMA, the young musician, was supposed to have performed in Ethiopia on the 11th of this month, September 2023, but the contract was cancelled out because of certain things that was said not to have gone down well with the religious body in Ethiopia because of his logos.
REMA concert is cancelled in Ethiopia because of his necklace.
Now we're going to look at that. Probably we're looking at signs, symbols, and symbolism. You're going to be very, very patient with me in this video because I'm going to unpack a lot of things. And at the end of the day, I would leave you to determine what you want to believe of the young man. He's actually about 23 years old. So here we go.
You are welcome to the End Time Truth Television, the channel for the lovers of truth, for the truth of the end time. So if you are a lover of truth, give us a subscription and God bless you. Shalom.
Now, what you have just heard or what you have just seen, that symbol is actually the reason for the whole brouhaha. A necklace he is wearing that actually has the symbolism of a house turned upside down with a cross and, burning under it, the house turned upside down with fire set, at a part of the house. Now, the people who rose against him said that is the church, and I want to also use the term church, even though that in the video we're going to listen to him explain the meaning of the artwork and how he came about it. But you know that anything can be explained. Of course, people have also accused me of having occultic symbols and symbolism, which I actually dissected, I pieced it, and I reviewed every detail of what happens to be in the symbol, in the logo. So in this place, we're looking at certain things, and you're going to hear his explanation, but we're looking at symbol, signs, and symbolism. Now, when we move away from that, you remember that, you see, these things are about attention, and attention can be negative and it can be positive. And when you begin to use certain things, as in it has to do with you and what you're doing, it definitely will attract a lot of attention. Some might be negative and some might be positive. And I also understand that there are so many people that read a lot of meaning into things. Now, as I'm talking now and I'm saying like this, or I do like this, or maybe I have put my hand this way, a lot of people will associate it with this. And sometimes unintentionally, I have also, kept my hands like this. And so I got to understand that, that is a symbol that is associated with the Illuminati. Now, but me being this way doesn't actually mean that I am an Illuminati member, but then it is what it is. Now, there are a lot of things that people are doing today, they don't know the meaning, and when you trace it, you find out that it has an origin. For instance, the ankle chain that women are putting on today, it wasn't, in the beginning, it wasn't fashion. Now, but the devil has brought it in and they popularized it that people are wearing just anything today. They can even tie rope on at their ankle just to feel that vibe of using ankle chain or necklace. But they don't know where it came from. That is an ancient occultic practice that even has to do with those in the water, and also there is a title celebration that happens in my place, also title. Any woman that the husband used to as Lolo in those days would be given a rope tied at her left ankle. Now that signifies that she's the wife of an Ozo titled man. Now those things are very symbolic, and you being an ordinary person, you're not an Ozo wife, you're not supposed to put those things on. But you understand, there are some hairstyle that people put today that they don't know the origin. It used to be symbols that persons or people of certain cult group used to identify themselves. Now, so symbols and symbolisms are very, very important. Now, talking about that, we're going to look at this symbol here, where this young man is seen standing beside a skeleton, and at some point in time, he was seen bowing down to the skeleton, and from there we proceed to the floor tiles, the black and white, the Masonic black and white. Now, this also may, have anybody that doesn't know about it surprised. Black and white, yes, the free Masonic society, they are associated with this, and also this cult that we are talking about. So now let us listen to him explain what his symbols are.
Okay, so your album cover is like an upside down house that's burning. What's that about? How did that get created?
Okay, so a lot of people had a lot of misconception. They said it's a church.
Okay.
Anything they just see cross, just say it's a church. It's not a church. You understand? So when someone asked me this question, I was like, what embodiment of me consists of a cross and a fire? The whole house actually kind of signifies me.
Yeah.
Because you have this, and to the right of the house you see the fire, and that's literally this.
Right.
The fiery tattoo.
All right.
So the fact that it's upside down is literally because of my weird and unusual approach to music. Also the fact that everything about my career is literally defying the laws. It's like we're not taking the normal route, which yes, I was criticized for it, stuff like that. But yeah, that's literally what it's all about. And if you even check the back cover of the artwork, you see inside the artwork you have things like the time machine. And if you check the time machine, it says future, which links up back to the Headies Award where I said I'm the future.
Yeah.
Literally, that house is literally helping me. Is a visual form of my message on me.
Yeah.
So the fact that it's upside down, I've already covered that point. So now you understand what I'm trying to.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But I know it's okay for people to have their misconceptions, because I've never done an interview about explaining the artwork.
Yeah.
But I did that on purpose though, so that people start actually paying attention to these pieces, because we work so hard to create this artwork. We study and we think really deep and go so hard in the detailing.
Right.
So the fact that we do things to catch people's attention, and people are just arguing about it. Now we finally got the attention. Yeah, because it's a lot of times people just want to do photo shoots and just drop the music, but I want to touch every part of this artistry. I want people to tap in with every part of the artistry. So now people actually care. Now I will care enough to start explaining them.
Now, a very quick look at what he explained about himself being the house, and then the cross symbolizing the one he has, on his chest, and then the tattoo on his hands. Now, those things can be explained, actually. Yes, I understand. But then there are things he also did not explain. The presence of the two skeletons that presumably were falling from heaven. Now, if anybody should take that house to be a church, now the question I have to ask is actually why the choice of a cross. The cross has come to be associated with Christianity. Even though, yes, that Jesus is no longer on the cross, but you cannot fault anybody who wants to associate Christianity with the cross. Jesus was not the only person crucified on the cross, but then his own cross symbolizes so much. His own cross means a lot, and the churches have come to be associated with a cross. Now, when people are making excuses for this kind of a thing, we're going to, listen to Daddy Freezer and some other persons who explained it out that RHEMA may be innocent of this, but from what he has just explained, he designed it himself. Now, so it wasn't just that he went to the market and saw it and bought it. He sat down and designed it to fit his own brand, so to speak, to fit his own brand and his symbolism. But that is what we're looking at now. The skeleton is falling down from the sky, upside down as well. And the church, the house turned upside down. What are the symbolisms of the skeleton? Now, you may have to Google to find out what skeleton means. Skeleton is not a good thing. Skeleton can be associated with death, spirit of death. Those are the things that skeletons, can be associated with. Now, like I said, I'm not going to be very, very emphatic. I'm just going to make some statements and allow you to, find out something. Now, moving from here, we listened to an Ethiopian lady that was interviewed by Daddy Freeze on what really happened. And her explanation will tell you everything that you probably have to know or want to know about the whole incident. So here we have, I think her name is Laila.
Yes, I'm Ethiopian. And I'm in Ethiopian. Yeah, I speak Ethiopian, yes.
Say something in Ethiopian. All right. So what exactly is going on? I hear there was supposed to be a REMA concert in Ethiopia.
Exactly.
So what happened?
So basically, I was on a flight from the US because I have 2 other major shows here in Ethiopia. And I was inside in Qatar Airlines on the way from Qatar to Ethiopia. So I got a message saying that, REMA show is under threat. And I was like, what happened? I didn't get it. What's going on? So they start sending me the message, and also they saying that it's affecting me as well, because a lot of times I book a lot of Nigerian artists, and this is what I do for a living also. And I also organize major shows. I mean, from A-list artists to C-list artists,
Yeah.
I work in the US also, I put them on tour as well. So the minute I see that, and I was just like, I was shocked, because we all know REMA work hard, and I didn't understand where everything come, like as far as especially the religion, the Ethiopian Orthodox leaders. And that's really a big thing in Ethiopia. They bigger than the government. Basically, they're about over 60 million people. We're not talking about the random pastors. No, we're talking about the entire, it's like a pope. It's like, they big inside in Ethiopia. They basically run everything in Ethiopia. So they make a statement, like a press release about, about REMA. So
they made a press release in Ethiopia about REMA.
You can imagine being, yes, it's a very big deal.
What was in this press release? What did they say he did?
They basically saying that he is a devil worshiper, because of what he has on his neck. And to be honest, I never saw it even myself. And it's more into it, to be honest. And that is how everything.
Because of a necklace,
yes.
I love religion. Religion is such an amazing thing. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So because of REMA's necklace.
Yes, everything started from there.
The Ethiopian Orthodox Church canceled him.
Yes.
What did they say was wrong with the necklace?
Basically, if you look into the necklace, right? If you see, I really want you to look into the necklace. So one thing I can tell you about Ethiopia is a very religious country, whether the Muslim or the Christian. And also the country is very, they're very conservative. There's a lot of things you cannot do inside in Ethiopia where you can do in Nigeria. Because I have been to Nigeria so many times, and it's a lot of restriction. Like there is something I cannot do here because I have to respect everyone here, because that's the way it is. And it doesn't matter what area I am. I'm always, Ethiopian, and I'm always going to be proud, and I'm always going to follow my religion. I won't be able to do something that, that put me on the risk. You get? So when I see it, I wasn't even pay attention to those necklace thing. And then also, apparently when he performed one of the show, somehow he upside down. I mean, whoever it is upside down the cross. In one of the, I think in one place where he performed. I saw on YouTube. So basically, which is I wasn't aware all these things. Then I came in, you know, of course, a lot of people know I bring a lot of these artists, and I also had to, you know, look after myself because the reason why is, you know, I can't do some of the things like I explained to you. Then I look on TikTok everywhere. When I tell you everywhere, thousands and thousands people are boycotting REMA. The poster was destroyed, the billboard was burning, people put paints, gasoline, I mean, you name it. They were doing so many things, you know. And at that point, I remember that 4 o'clock in the morning, I got in from the airport. I immediately reached out his team, even though I have nothing to do with the show. The key is to protect anyone that is coming to here and stay in Ethiopia, because we don't want anything to happen to anybody. So I reached out his team to cancel the REMA immediately. I did told them that to cancel.
Do you, in your opinion, think this is really Illuminati, or is just blown out of proportion?
Okay, like if you ask me, I told you in the past I have worked with a lot of artists, right? One time, let me give you even my experience. It might not be he intentionally did it, but there's some things as an artist, as a public figure, there's some things you should not do. It's up to you what you want to do, if you ask me my opinion. Now, let's just be honest. Now, you go to mosque and you upside, like for instance, let me even give you an example as you go to list the Quran, you put it upside down and you did something to it, and then what do you think is going to happen if you're an artist? It's not going to happen. In Nigeria you're going to get attacked, just like one of the Davido, apparently, you remember that attack that he got when in the music the guy put something about has to do with Islam, and I'm sure you remember that, how much attack that he got. That's exactly what just happened inside in Ethiopia with the REMA. Because this is a religion country, and there is a lot of things you cannot do. They don't care how big you are. So now they feel like, okay, for them to go out like that, to put a press release. When I saw that, I reached out to his team. I said, listen, his life is in danger. His life is in danger. He can't come to Ethiopia. I told them that he cannot come. They will come after him for sure. So the best thing is to cancel it. The threat is all over. Go Google it. You see it on TikTok. Put REMA Ethiopia concert. You see it. The threat is everywhere.
Okay, so like I was saying that, people want to see what you stand for. People want to see your transformation. People want to see where you're coming from, and people want to see where you're going to. And your beginning, if your beginning is, your life is consistent with the values you set from the beginning, people, want to associate with you based on that. And if there is a sharp deviation from who you used to be to the person you have become now, there is always an interest also. There will be curious people that want to know where is he headed to? And some persons will be very happy with you. They want to follow you, even though you are leading them to whatever they want to follow you. Now, listen to this, lyrics. I'm sure some of you listen to all these songs. I don't know about all this. I've been hearing "Calm Down, Calm Down." I never knew it was even a Nigerian that sang it, because I saw many people performing it, even white people doing it. But I know that the weddings in the music, in the song, are not in the English grammar is pidgin, but I know that music is becoming a global thing these days, and the language of music is very, very easy to mimic and to sound. I see white men even doing my language in worship these days. All they need to get is to know the meaning of what they are saying, and they go ahead and mime it. So listen to this young man talk about a certain personality in this place and some of the signs that he exhibited. Okay, if you're a Nigerian, I think in 1996 was when some of us came in contact, came to know or hear about the word Karashika before. And that was in a movie that actually was depicted very demonic. And Now, that made it popular in this part of the world, at least maybe people of my age and people of my generation that time may not so much know about Karashika. And if you're hearing about Karashika for the first time, Karashika has a lot of meanings, and one of them is a girl. Karashika has been sent by Lucifer to the world to come and kill, destroy, and tempt people in order to increase the population in hell. That is part of the meaning of Karashika. Now, what does Karashika mean spiritually? They are mostly marine spirits or mami water in local parlance, serpentine demons, fallen angels, or human witches who possess dual citizenship of the underworld where their true allegiance lie. All of these subsects are now popularly grouped into the trendy term Karashika. This could be a phrase that he just brought in, but like I said, sometimes I don't believe in accidents of words. Sometimes, and when it comes to do with arts and artists, now there's always this kind of a thing that will just chip into a line, and you will just you gloss over it. At times, you don't even notice it. If you watch all these Hollywood movies and even all these American rap stars and singers, you wouldn't know when a demonic symbol and symbolism have been added into what what you are enjoying in quotes, and you gloss over it. You watch some movies, some horror movies, and you don't know the characters that they are playing. You're just watching it, you're just enjoying it, but you don't know what is happening. So sometimes we need to pay attention to these things. But then I'm not asking you to become very suspicious of everybody and everything. But what I'm even concerned with is, what does a Christian have to do with this kind of songs? I hear some person saying, do we have any kind of demarcation between a Christian song and the song of the world? My dear, there are so much difference. You want to tell me about the beatings? Yeah, there could be some beatings that are cut across, that can be used for worldly music and also be used for Christian songs. But then the wordings in the songs set them apart. The wordings in the song of an unbeliever, a worldly song, now, and that of Christ, it will just be like the Bible and the romantic book you read, the novels you read, the literatures you read, and whatever. The difference is that the Spirit of God inspires one, and the spirit of the devil inspires the other. Now that is the difference. And sometimes when the beating of a so-called Christian song becomes so sensual, and the movement, the dance steps become so sensual, so immoral, so seductive, it is no longer of God, no matter the wordings that are embedded in the song. Now from here we look at this guy. His fairy background reminds me of Travis Scott. Now look at this stage here. Everything about him. Look away from the girl, because that is another corruption. And I wouldn't know if part of the reasons why the Ethiopians decided that they don't want him is because of the influence he's beginning to wield. He's wielding a lot of influence, and I think that this is his trademark, that every show he goes to, he would invite a girl and they will perform some sort of things very close to sexuality on the stage. So I don't know if that is part of the reasons why they said, okay, he will not come, he will influence our youth negatively. Though they talked about him being a devil worshiper. But look at his background, very red. It reminds me of a certain concert that was performed by a certain Travis Scott. I think that was in 2019, where lots of people lost their lives, and survivors in this video tell us the experience and the story. I may not be able to show you some dead body or the clips of deaths because of the YouTube suitability. Now look at this and listen to these people here who survived the horror.
An estimated 50,000 people were packed into that space outside NRG. A festival attendee says the massive crowd is why there was so much chaos and confusion. Melissa Correa has his account of what happened.
Astro World was Reese Bluda's first music festival. You see him standing there with friends in that orange sweatshirt. He's 6'2", and he says his size is why he was able to work his way closer to the stage as the night went on. This is his cell phone video. You can see Reese is not far from the stage, but look at just how many people are crammed in there. Listen as he describes the crowd of thousands essentially becoming like water when Travis Scott took the stage.
Literally the crowd becomes a fluid. Essentially you get pushed from the back because people keep pressing in, and then the people at the gates, they don't have anywhere to go, they push back, and so you're just kind of like flowing. It's almost like a wave, but an uncontrolled wave, and you're not actually standing on the ground, you're just standing on other people's shoes.
Like a can of sardines, Reese says people were so crammed in that you could not push back. Says the crowd became even more chaotic once the performer Drake joined Travis Scott on stage for a performance. Said people were screaming for the concert to stop.
I mean, I'm around people, they're yelling, "Stop the show," chant. People were chanting, "Help, stop the show." And that's when I was like, dude. And then he stopped for a second and he said, "What?" And then he looked over on one side. He told them like, "Hey, get her up, get her up."
Videos on social media show what happened next. The concert continued until it became more evident that hundreds of people were in physical danger. Some of those viral videos even show first responders struggling to reach people hurt.
The friends we spoke to tonight say within Travis Scott's first song that he performed, they realized they needed to get out. They needed to leave the Astroworld Festival. They say for as many people as wanted to get out of this packed, tight crowd, even more wanted to push their way to the front of the stage and get as close as they possibly could. This evening, they recalled for us the vivid looks of terror on so many faces. The friends tell us they consider themselves survivors.
They ruined Astro Fest or Astroworld Fest. The first time it was something like, I mean, you go and you just have nothing but fun time, like fun stories to tell. And I mean, this time you like barely make it out alive.
In the photo, 19-year-old Kaya Reedus and 20-year-old Zachary Scott took prior to Astroworld yesterday. They're smiling. Today, the friends were very subdued, traumatized, as they said.
This time at Astroworld, it was totally different. It was just like a concert from hell.
The way they described the scene at NRG Park Friday night is enough to rattle someone who wasn't even there. Unable to breathe, piles of people on the ground, some clawing on their clothes as a lifeline, trying to get up so they weren't trampled, pressed so close to strangers that you couldn't lift your arms or turn your head. They were trapped and helpless.
I was literally praying and I was like, please get me out of here. Like, this is not how I want to go, please.
The friends say things escalated when Travis Scott took the stage and people pushed their way to the front. Both Reedus and Scott were rescued by strangers. They tried to get help for other people who were passed out, being stepped on, but the show continued. Scott lost a lot of respect for the musician who he was a big fan of prior to last night.
And you know, people are blaming it on, like, they're saying, oh, well, like, these people are all on drugs. Like, I was stone cold sober the whole time and I could not get out of there.
Even after seeing the images of the concert, if you weren't there, Scott and Rita say it's tough to fully comprehend the vulnerable situation that thousands of people found themselves in.
That's not how a concert should be. Like, you shouldn't have to be like, oh, okay, I have to fight like either life or death to get out of this. And you might see a few dead bodies, but that's just a part of the experience.
At NRG Park, Micah Hatfield, ABC 13 Eyewitness News.
All right, you're going to look at this picture or the video here. Look at it very, very closely. You will see it is like a cartoon. But then what you will see here may make you want to ask some questions. Now, everyone may not pay close attention to things like this, but please just closely follow. Now, if you look at, now this is a teddy bear. We don't know what that looks like, but it may represent. But this is REMA here. The young man here is REMA, and now wait till the end. Then you will be able to explain to us if there is something weird about this. Now, these are the things that build suspicion. Now, this person here, this being here, who is this being? Who is this being here? That's the question that I'm asking, and people are asking this question. So when people have seen this kind of things, it is very, very natural that it will build all kinds of suspicion. Now, if anybody is excusing the boy's action away, you know, you want to explain it out that maybe he doesn't know what. Well, I wouldn't say he knows. I wouldn't say he doesn't know. But, you know, these things are consistent. Trends don't lie. You know, if it is consistent, you know that it is intentional. All right. Now, there are some other videos I will show you, you know, towards the end of this. But you see, this is the necklace that caused the whole problem. All right. Now, a little bit away from RHEMA now, let's look at some other older individuals who are involved in the entertainment industry. Okay, now just look at this.
Stop scrolling and watch this. Part 10.
Think twice before you imitate your favorite rapper.
Would you like me to show them how the sign of the curse works? Sign of the curse? Different. How does it go? This is the sign of the horn. A curse sign. 2 fingers extended. This way, spread apart for sort of shotgun blast, you know? The other one's the pox sign. That's 3 fingers extended. Pox on you? The pox on you. During the Middle Ages, this was...
That symbol that they're all doing, that symbol, he said, was a curse symbol of devils. That's the way they put curses on people. Right? Don't do these signs. They're magical signs. We have no symbols in our religion.
In Ariana Grande's Break Free music video, you can see the seal of Satan. And also the symbol used for Kabbalah.
Why is there so much one-eye symbolism amongst these entertainers? Have you ever seen anybody when you take a picture?
So now this is said to be a sign of putting curses on people, you know, cursing people. Now, but these days is defined as symbol of rebellion, and some persons who want to appear tough, you know, on the surface want to give you that sign that they defy you, that you don't exist, or things like that. Symbol of rebellion, and it is, you know, a symbol associated with Satanism, which either of the two, no one is good enough, everyone is bad. But think on this, that while you are watching your celebrity, while you are watching your entertainer, and he's giving you this sign, he's actually putting curse on you, laying curses on you. But you never understood that. And we see some young boys, you know, doing this because they don't understand the import of what they are doing. Why so much symbolism? So there is also another school of thought, because we are looking at this thing. Maybe it is for the sake of the symbols and the suspicion that he's a devil worshipper that made the Ethiopians to cancel him out. Now, we have listened to this, you know, lady, Ethiopian woman here. There is a Nigerian here who is also a music promoter that has a different thought altogether about the whole thing. And I think it is fair if we listen to him and also look at the possibility of that angle. All right. So, gang up against Nigerian artists, hatred.
How you doing, brother? Avec Novex, let me just take you for 5 minutes while we're waiting for the guy to come. So yes, let's hear from you, Soso.
Okay, to me, religion is just a problem. One, first of all, we respect people's religion. Whatever people believe in, we need to respect it. But when an unintentional situation happened, RHEMA put up his heart. RHEMA put up a cross. I can beat my chest and say he doesn't even know the meaning or the harm he has caused. You understand? Then secondly, there is a fight against Nigerian artists. The success of Nigerian artists is causing a lot of jealousy, across
strife, hatred. I'm fully aware of that.
Go to Cameroon, there are campaigns against people booking Nigerian artists, promoters fighting themselves. If everybody wants to be the one to bring, or if you bring Nigerian artists. So there is a big fight against the growth of Afrobeat. I can beat my chest and say that REMA putting a cross with a church burning under does not mean this outcry or something, because he didn't come out to burn a cross or burn a picture of a church, or he didn't come out to abuse any religion. So it's just mere hatred and unnecessary, because REMA is so big in Ethiopia. REMA is as big as Beyonce in Ethiopia. So where this thing is generating from is mere hatred and jealousy. She's a promoter at least. I know she understands what I'm saying.
Makes sense actually, because Nigerians have gone through a lot in some foreign lands, and sometimes it is also what they cost for themselves. I'm sorry if you're a Nigerian, you may misunderstand me, but if you're sincere with yourself to yourself, there are some things that our people do in foreign lands. We may not want it to be done here, even though that we are corrupt over this place. I expect you to be angry over this, but this is the truth. But beyond that, that does not mean to say that the other country nationals are not as corrupt as. No, but there is a thing that some people are better at. Now, there was a time, even in Ghana, that they declared war on Nigerians. Ghana, that is very close to Nigeria, and we have a lot of in Nigeria here too. And remember also that there was a time the Nigerian government, war on Ghanaians who are in Nigeria, that they must go because they felt that the Ghanaians were corrupting the youths of the land. So we must actually be sincere, on if we want to get to the bottom of the truth. Now, so I sincerely accept the possibility that jealousy could be part of this. But when the lady there spoke about this thing, that it was the head of the Orthodox Church in Ethiopia, which she said is more powerful than the government. I'm telling you, I'm proud of that country that, church could control or religion could control. Now, people who have issues with religion, or church matter being a problem. Now, look at our own country where religion has lost its taste. Christianity has lost its powers. People are behaving the way they like. Look at how beautiful it is. All right. So I do not know who will be jealous of REMA, if it is the church that is jealous of REMA. If they're not at the same pedestal doing the same thing, I really do not know why there would be a kind of jealousy, just so to speak, against the innocent young man, in quotes. All right. So, but like there was a question I asked before. The church, apart from the desecration of the church, as it were, even though that REMA's explanation is quite different. Now, we look at it from the perspective of offending religion. Now, I said that there could be truth in what the young man said. Also in South Africa, when there is a xenophobia attack, Nigerians suffer it the most. Not only Nigerians, Indians also do suffer, but Nigerians suffer it the most. So there is this belief that Nigerians are targets. Wherever they are, if there is a problem, they are the first people that face the brunt of whatever it was, the social unrest, Now, but we're going to look at it this way. There was a time Davido made some comments, did something that infuriated the Muslim community in Nigeria. Davido is a Nigerian, he's not a foreigner. And, the thing generated a lot of bitterness, a lot of hate speech, a lot of inciting, from the Muslims, and they condemned what Davido did that time. I may not be actually current as per what it was, but if you're current in the entertainment industry, you will understand what I'm saying. Now, that outburst was there, that outcry was there. I saw some videos where some clerics were advising Muslim youths to begin to delete everything about Davido, and they were even canvassing that he must never come to the north anymore to come and perform. So if we're talking about hatred and jealousy, here is a Nigerian who is like a household name in Nigeria, and the same thing is meted out to him. So we may overlook the issue of hatred and concentrate on what, is on ground on what was said. And we're going to look at it. Is there any substance in it? Now, Rema explained this and told us what the house means. The cross upside down, the house upside down, and the fire, what the fire means, and the rose. And inside the house, actually, if you look at it, now I guess that this, like I said, I don't know him too well. I guess that these are the list of some of the songs that he has done in the recent past. So which has to do with his work. But my question is, why the choice of a cross and a house that is actually, because that made it look like a church. And explanation is anything and everything that you can talk about. But then look at this young woman here. Now, it is possible also that she can explain this out. Look at what she's doing here. She can explain this and tell you what it means. But if you say you don't know the meaning of this thing, guess that you are just a baby. Now, I am going to introduce you to the astral world of Travis Scott's demonic possession and Rihanna. As, they show you certain things here.
I'm in the Illuminati. That's my fucking thing.
That's not a conspiracy, that's a confession.
Yeah, so I have bad juju for you.
Courtney, we're all gonna die now.
Wait, is it a 9 to 5? How does the Illuminati work?
I can't tell you that. I just telling you I'm in the Illuminati.
You have to prove it.
I can't, and you're alive.
Yeah, it is quite possible for somebody to say that she was just being sarcastic, but I doubt she cannot be sarcastic. White people are more honest than we blacks. White persons, that if a white pastor makes a mistake, maybe he did something, it is easier for the white pastor to own up than a black pastor. So the white people don't have so much power, strength to conceal things like we do in a part of the world, that we can even kill people in order to keep our secrets. All right? So for that woman to be saying that there, she meant it. Okay, but listen to this.
Watch this celebrity get nervous when he's asked about the Illuminati.
Hollywood call you yet? I mean, I'm a part of that Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? I got a Hollywood agency. You know what I'm saying? I'm in that question, right? I can't say too much, but I'ma say it. Has it ever been a time where it's though? Have you ever got a visitor? A visitor? Like somebody come to your house? How can I explain this? When you're getting to certain levels and you're going up, somebody come see you. And want to come talk to you? Somebody come and see you and to help you go to the next level. A lot of people, you know how you might see somebody that's not that talented or not that funny or whatever, and all of a sudden they be all the way up here and you trying to figure out how that happened. Now I'm going to rephrase this question. Have anybody came to visit you? Nah, hell nah. Nah, I don't think they gonna try to do that. I'm just saying.
Okay, now for clarity. Now this boy, who is even Rema that we are talking about? How old is Rema? Divine Ikubo, born 1st May 2000, known professionally as Rema, is a Nigerian singer and rapper. He rose to popularity after releasing the song Dumebi in 2019. Rema was signed to John Zing World Record, owned by The Prince and affiliated to Marvin Records. He's best known internationally for his 2022 hit single, Calm Down. The remix with American singer Selena Gomez have peaked at number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100 and led the US Afrobeat songs for a record-setting 52 weeks. All right? Divine Ikubo was born into a Christian family in Benin City, Edo State, Nigeria. He grew up singing and rapping while he was in secondary school. He attended his primary and secondary school education at a Hile group of schools in Edo State. His father and elder brother are deceased, and Rema was left to look after his mother, right? He started his music career in churches with Alpha P. In 2018, REMA posted a viral freestyle on Instagram to the Prince's track Gucci Gang. The post caught the attention of the Prince, who flew him to Lagos to offer a record deal to the young talent. REMA signed a record deal with the Prince's Johnson World, a subsidiary of Marvin Records owned by record producer Don Jazzy. In 2019, he went on to release his self-titled debut, EP REMA, in 2019, which peaked at #1 on Apple Music Nigeria. On 21st May 2019, Johnson World and Marvins released the music video of Dumebi, a major breakout song from his self-titled EP featuring a cameo appearance from Diana Eneje. The video was directed by Ademola Falomo and currently has 60 million views on YouTube. Later that summer in 2019, one of his other most popular songs from the EP gained more popularity when it was placed on former President of the United States of America, Barack Obama's summer playlist. In September 2020, REMA's songs were included on the FIFA 21 soundtrack. So now, these are just the thing. Now, why I read this is for you to know the age of this boy. It is quite possible that his talent got him to the place where he is now. But I have a problem. I have a question, not really a problem. The issue is this: how many original Christian song ministers have been able to sell out a stadium that they are coming to a city and the stadium is filled? Think of whosoever artist you know that is a Christian minister. Don Juan, Ron Kennedy. Think of whoever that you know. Come to Nigeria, these other growing artists who are coming up. Which of them have been able to fill a stadium? Which of them have been able to gather up to 50,000 capacity crowd in a single show? The highest place they get to is a church that is already big, a big church that already has crowd. And then some other few people may come because of them, to come and see them live. But now these guys can leave their country, Nigeria. Like the other time, Burna Boy, I think, performed in a city in the US, and a lot of crowd came there, and it was a record crowd for a black artist, a Nigerian, to have such influence in a foreign country like the US. So the question is, like that guy was asking the other man, have you received any visitor before? Now the question is, all these things that is being attributed or associated with REMA, has he received at age 23? That even the revered Madonna, could not help but, she was wowed by the performance of this young boy. Now, I'm not trying to create anything, but look at that thing that we're talking about. Now, he started from church and graduated to this point. And so it got to the point where some sort of influence is beginning to come in. So I go back to the question I asked earlier. Could it be influence of corruption coupled with the fear that he's a devil worshipper that made the Ethiopian church to say no to him? Look at him gathering female braziers live on stage. That women were throwing their brass to him, and he was even requesting for different sizes of brass. All right, I'm going to end the video very, very briefly. I'm ending the video, but before I end the video, look at this video of REMA saying something that may surprise you if you know the personality that he is talking about here.
Kiss Arasta, married Doja Cat, Pastor Mary. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry.
If you do not know Doja Cat, who is Doja Cat? I don't have time to talk about Doja Cat in this video, but just look at Doja Cat.
Doja Cat went too far. After releasing this disturbing music video last night for a song called Demons, people are begging God to come save Doja Cat, calling her a devil worshiper, and even writing Bible verses in her comments. Comment F for Doja Cat's soul.
All right, thank you very much. That is the highest I can take on this video, and I'll just leave you to make up what you think of the young man. I have, like I said, I was not going to be emphatic, and I'm not emphatic on his persons, what he is, what he is not, his affiliations and whatnot. Now, but you make out of it yourself what you think he is doing, who you think he is, and the activities that he has gotten himself involved into. Now, think of it. Think of his age and think of the level he has gotten to. Now, I'm not also forgetful of the fact that there is a saying in my place that when, two persons or more goes into the forest to harvest firewood, and if one, gets more firewood than the rest will accuse him of venturing into the evil forest to get his own firewood. Now, that is a saying. But then, should we actually say of this video and of this young man that nothing to be worried about and nothing suspicion should be associated to him and with him? And my question remains, why the choice of the cross? That is the question. God bless you. Let me know what you think about the video. Put it down in the comment section. I'll be seeing you in the next video. Till I come your way in the next video, I remain your brother in the Lord, and from me to you, shalom.